Oop, sorry about that. Hey y'all, Eric here with another LGBT history moment. So today's spotlight is actually going to be in the media realm. Today I want to talk to you about one of the longest running LGBT news papers serving North Carolina that is still running today, and I'm talking about Q Notes. I remember my first time in Charlotte seeing Q Notes and other LGBT newspapers that I was just so proud that our community, we had our own journalists and news outlets and everything. And so with the onset of the internet and a lot of these publications have fallen by the wayside, but Q Notes is still up and running, and so they deserve to be talked about, and still can pick them up today and read current news that is pertinent to our community. So let's dive in. So this is Q Notes logo. It has always been their logo. And so Q Notes is a lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender or LGBT newspaper serving North Carolina and South Carolina. It is based in Charlotte, North Carolina, and published every other week. It has a circulation of about 11,000 print copies and is the largest print publication serving the LGBT community in the American Southeast. The paper traces its origins to the monthly newsletter of the Queen City Q-Ordinators, and that's Q-Ordinators, spelled Q-U-O-R-D-I-N-A-T-O-R-S, a Charlotte LGBT organization which they began publishing in 1983. In 1986, Q Notes changed to a monthly tabloid. In 2006, it merged with the Raleigh, North Carolina LGBT newspaper, The Front Page. So Q Notes is published every other week on Saturdays with a print circulation of about 11,000. It is distributed in all major cities in North Carolina and South Carolina and Columbia, South Carolina, and by subscription. The paper covers news, politics, opinion, entertainment, art, lifestyle, and other topics. It is the largest LGBT news publication in the Carolinas, with reach to parts of Tennessee, Virginia, and Georgia. It is the largest LGBT print news publication in the Southeast. And going back to its origins, it was originally started in 1983 as a monthly newsletter named Queen City Notes, printed on an 8.5 by 11 paper and distributed by the now defunct Queen City Q-Ordinators, a local nonprofit LGBT community organization. The newsletter was published for 2 years and grew to 12 pages an issue with paid advertising. It ceased publication due to lack of volunteer manpower. In 1986, Q Notes was reborn as a monthly print newspaper published by Queen City Q-Ordinators, and later under the auspices of CAN, C-A-N, which was the Charlotte Advocacy Network Incorporated, a for-profit corporation. The first issue of the revised newspaper was distributed in June of 1986. Don King was hired part-time as the newspaper's first editor. QCQ President Jim Yarborough, Dean Gasky, Joel Smith, and Robert Sheets kept the publication operating until it was bought by Yarborough in December of 1989. In 1991, Yarborough left another job to take over operation of the publication full-time. Jim Yarborough, the owner of Pride Publishing and Typesetting Incorporated, bought the publication from CAN Incorporated in December of 1989, and in 1996, Q Notes began distributing every other week. On April 17th of 2008, Q Notes debuted its new website. The new incarnation of the almost decade-old website featured daily news updates and staff blogs, and allowed reader comments to be posted to any story. The site is using a modified version of the WordPress blogging platform as a content management system. In January of 2010, the newspaper unveiled a newly redesigned website, and in September of 2021, the newspaper launched QNotesCarolinas.com as a new online hub of local LGBTQ news, voices, and community information. And again, as we said, the publisher is Jim Yarborough. He oversees daily operations of all aspects of the newspaper, from financial matters to employment and occasional editorial decisions. The paper has served regularly contributing freelance writers and columnists. And so also something that I discovered when I moved back to Charlotte in 2024 is that QNotes can be picked up at your local Food Lion and Harris Teeter grocery stores, as well still being picked up around the inner city of Charlotte, particularly Lupe's Cafe on Monroe Road. But every time I go to Food Lion or Harris Teeter, I look to see if the newspapers are there, and I always pick up one just so I can stay in the know. You should check out QNotes. In the description of this video, I will put their website information. But it's just something about having the physical paper in my hand, and if I can, I believe I have, yes, I have a physical copy of QNotes, and I believe this was an old one. This is from September, so there should be another one out now, the next one out now. So yeah, pick one up and get in the know. All right, thank you for watching. This has been today's LGBT History Moment. Take care, and I will see you on the next one.